Okay, hi everyone, this is me doing Star Allies Ultimate Choice Soul Melter EX with no abilities, no allies, and no amiibo, no friends. Friendless Kirby. Just by himself. Good luck, the game says. It isn't kidding, this is really darn difficult. First is the one I've been hyping up, or like the one I've said is by far the hardest Wispy Woods, most tricky Wispy Woods variant, Parallel Woods, yay! I cannot beat this guy without losing like half my health. So you stay on the left side at first, and then try to inhale 2 apples. He just tries to suck you up, spit, and then as soon as you hear him stop spitting, run. Because he tries to suck you up again. Gets Gordos, that are also pretty difficult to dodge. Especially when he starts spitting again. There's so much happening in this fight. I unironically think this is the hardest parallel boss. And like one of the hardest bosses in the game in general. Like, all this stuff he's dropping. The apples, the spit that spits out into like this fan pattern, he drops this, they explode, he spits again, while the fire's still on the ground. Stay in the corner, try to suck, try to inhale. Hope you get lucky. There you go. Took out just over half my health. Could have been worse. Now usually, in these arena runs, if I took this much damage against the first boss, it would have just restarted. But no, Parallel Woods is an exception solely due to how difficult I find him. Maybe it's just me who finds him that difficult, I don't know. Mini boss gauntlet, Mr. Frosty, be careful, they spawn enemies as well, big enemies. On corner, inhale that guy, inhale that other guy. And Mr. Frosty's almost dead. There you go, and that's him. Spit out one of these, get rid of their like little coat. Inhale that guy, and then go on the left side, as it takes me a little while to realise. Because the right monkey starts swinging, that'll hit you if you're on the right side. So spit all the way on the left so it hits both monkey. Spoon. Just float up in the air. Most mini bosses can't hit you when you're up there. So use that as like a safety button. Oh, that was close. Just be incredibly careful. You might lose out on some time bonus points, but well, if you fail the run, you're gonna have less points anyway. So I honestly don't care about the score. I only care about beating this. No abilities, no allies, no amiibo. Just Kirby by himself. Next is, I definitely say, the easiest boss in Soul Melter EX. Goldon and Silvox. They're just the same, but a different lore. Fighting off treasure hunters is hard work, and these two dream of setting off on an adventure. Rumour has it they've built a raft, so why not leave? Because it'll sink! Can't you see we're made of metal? But nice. Okay, these guys are pretty much the same as they are in Soul Melter. Actually, maybe a bit easier because you have more health. don't know how I didn't get hit by that small guy. If it wouldn't have done that much damage anyway. The music's good. All the same as every other Kirby game, the music's always fantastic. Phase 2, they bring up this giant pillar. Just keep an eye on where they're running. Suck this up. This spit out at one of the gates if you want. Just destroy the gates if like not Pawn and Con, Goldon and Silvox are taking too long to appear close to where you are. Just spit out one of the gates to make the fight a tiny bit easier. As if like it already is pretty simple in my opinion. I don't know, I'm kinda almost glad that they didn't make any harder version of this boss, because all the other bosses are like really tough. So having to deal with this one extra tough boss might have like cost me. Like, might have just been a bit too much. Twin Krako, oh boy. Grab a small healing item there because, well, not for this phase. This phase was already one of the hardest parts of regular Soul Melter, but I think he has a bit less health. Quite a bit less health. There's the rain attack does a ton of damage, but it goes right and then left and then stay in the middle. Suck up the stars. Go all the way to one of the corners and spit so it hits both of them. They're almost done already. And then do a hop so you don't move at all and stay in the middle. And then run to the left or right side. Run to the middle again. And just run to the sides. There you go, that's Krako, he's defeated, yay! That was easy. Oh no. No, this is parallel big Krako. Oh, he's big now. And his attacks are very big indeed. This guy has a boatload of health. And probably some of the most difficult to avoid attack. Okay, the first time he drops these bombs, you can spit back at him fine. I just guard because he's like so big. You can just barely jump over him if you're not guarding. And like I can't tell what he's gonna do. Move across the ground or doing that little hop thing where he hits you in midair. Like that. That was a little hop where you duck in the middle. This, hope you're close to. I wasn't quite close enough to Krako, so I just resorted to guarding. This attack's so insanely hard to dodge if you aren't in the perfect position. And I accidentally paused the game, as you saw there, out of like panic. Don't know why my hand slipped. You'll see it does it again later on. I mean, I do it later on. There you go, he tries to trick you by doing that twice. Whoosh, yay. Now here, he drops the bombs. But what you want to do is not shoot it at him. You want to start one bomb and spit out another two, because he does this lightning, and you have a really short amount of time to actually dodge that. That's like, you have to be pretty perfect with your timing when you start running. Second bomb drop, I think you can spit it back at, yes. And then he does the wind attack again. Yeah, because if you don't destroy the bombs when he does that lightning attack, there'll be fire on the ground, so you can't actually run to the far side fast enough to avoid it. Yeah, but anyway, that's him done. Parallel Beak Krako is no more. Well, Krako is eternal. as said in the paused description. Grab a big heal here. But what do you mean you grab a big heal here? This is just some mini-bosses. Oh boy. These are a little bit more than that. First, the chef, Kawasaki, with these face mask things. They're quite a problem. Stay on one side as to not trigger the two on the opposite side. Suck up this and stay in the corner. And then float to avoid his like kitchen needle attack. Not too bad, but I know I struggled with this guy a lot in the past. So I'll try not to underestimate him. Second mini-boss, Vividria. With these two guys, that can really catch you off guard. Focus on this shield guys first. Whoops, accidentally. Please, I hope it doesn't invalidate my run. Because I never used the ability, I got rid of it immediately. Honest to goodness, my finger slipped out of nervousness, again, as it seems to do every true arena, and my stupid self, like, bleh. I say this still counts as a no ability run. I hope it does. Please. Vividria, not too bad, she's just by herself now. There you go, and then go to the right, as soon as Twin Bugsy appears. There you go, that's a star. These two are stupid, they're like, not stupid as in like they aren't very intelligent, no, they're too intelligent. This is like, they might just kill you. Straight up, even if you have a lot of health. Focus on one at a time, if you can, to like lessen the fight down, to lower the stakes down to like one Bugsy. Did I call him Kracko earlier? Sorry. Yeah, Twin Bugsy, actually one of the hardest fights. Next is Drossia Soul music in the restroom. And Francisca, the first of the three Mage-Sisters. Once upon a time, a girl was stranded freezing in a snowstorm. As she got colder and colder, a mysterious traveller appeared and unlocked her natural talent for ice magic. She kept turning blue, alright. The beautiful blue of flam. Francisca. There you go, just want to float over it. Almost got hit by it. Maybe you want to stay on the ground and slide under it when it bounces. These bosses are actually quite different. Quite a bit different than their regular Soul Melter and Story Mode versions. So they can very, very easily catch you off guard. Especially with this attack here. Oh, I'll stay in the middle. Nope, nope, nope. You aren't safe if you're in the middle this time. So just stay on the left or right corner. You are safe in the middle for the last one. There you go. Yep, if the Mage-Sisters do hit you, they also, I think they deal more damage than they did before. There you go. That's one of them down. Next is Flamberge. Yep. Once upon a time, a girl facing a raging inferno tilted her head to the sky and let loose a fiery scream. Just before she lost consciousness, a mysterious traveller appeared and unlocked her natural talent for fire magic. Thus, Flamberge was born. Pretty cool backstories for these three sisters. Try to guess who the mysterious figure is. Here you might begin with H and begin with S. No, end with S. What on earth am I saying? Begin with the letter H and end with the letter S. Twice. There you go. She does her barbecue skewer attack. Is it now? Yes. She's really fast. So your sliding technique that I used on a previous fight doesn't seem to work. Just run from one side of the screen to the other. Jump over the fire. I think you're safe in the middle still here? Yep, looks like it. And that's it. That's the second of the three Mage-Sisters dealt with. Blasting off like Team Rocket. Zan Partisan. Actually, once you get these three patterns down, they aren't too bad. There are some of the... like, you shouldn't take too much damage against them, hopefully. Once upon a time, a poor girl climbed the tower in desperation, only to be struck by lightning. As she breathed her last, a mysterious traveller appeared and unlocked her natural talent for lightning magic. Zap! Zan Partisan was born. Stay under her for this attack. Actually, in Return to Dreamland Deluxe, I think you get masks of these variants of the Mage-Sisters, and they're called like Retaliators. Retaliator, Francisca, Flamberge, and Zan Partisan. But in this game, they just have their regular names. Here, stay in the middle, that's a safe zone. Usually, most people would just go to where she is, but here, she counters that by going to the other side, but I'm still safe in the middle. Then she fires a massive blast off in the middle, so you run away at the last moment. Again, attacks are pretty simple to avoid if you know they're coming, but they aren't. But they deal like a lot of damage. Small heal here, I actually think Parallel Meta Knight's the easiest of the parallel bosses, which, well, all the parallel bosses are pretty tough, so he definitely isn't easy, but he's the least difficult, I find. Maybe it's just Galactonite from Planet Robobot. He's trained me for all these night fights. I've been so honestly stuck on him for years. And now I know in the Knight's playbook, kind of. Still get hit a few times, but that dash attack, pretty tricky. If he moves towards you super fast, that means he's probably going to do like a dash slash. Oh, now he splits into two. Grab that, probably should have waited a bit. Stay in the middle after shooting your star to hopefully get both of them. Stay up to the very top of the screen and in the middle to avoid that attack. And this bit's definitely the trickiest part of the fight. Try to pay attention to both Meta Knights. They'll both be attacking you at once. But not for very long, thankfully. Summons these rock pillars, pretty much the same attack as your normal variation. There you go, spit there. Hit him there. Well, actually you can't hit him there if you hit him the first time. And that's him. That's Parallel Meta Knight. He doesn't poof away like Phantom Meta Knight in Forgotten Land. Why am I making so many mistakes? Speaking. Forgotten Land. No, he just flies off like regular Meta Knight. Parallel DDD. This guy, I don't think his first phase is too bad, so long as you know what he's going to do. He'll do a jump, and then he'll jump again, and then he'll try to suck you up. But it looks like he was about to jump, but no, he always tries to suck you up the third time. Jump, jump to avoid the shockwaves. There's a hammer attack that's pretty easy. Leap behind another shockwave. Tosses some Gordos, and if he survives past that, I think he tries to suck you up once, and then jumps at you twice, and then tries to suck you up again. Don't know what he does after that, is usually defeat him by then. Now he's buff, he's swole, his muscles. This is where the attacks, this is where this fight becomes really messy. Not just because he's throwing a bunch of food about, but like, flying seems to be the only way to dodge this attack. He just covers so much space, and then he jumps around, leaving massive shockwaves, and then he does this. Spit out, hope the stars hit him and defeat him quickly. Another boss that takes off about half my health, just solely due to that second phase. Now the final four. Take maximum healing item because did I need it? Probably not, but don't want to take a chance with Highness. He was already definitely the second hardest boss in the game. Regular Soul Melter. And he isn't this is a harder version of that fight. Just be careful for fire. Does electric, then fire, then ice. Same on the corners. And now he's in the second phase. You know what, yeah, spoiler alert, it was indeed Highness that saved the 3 Mage-Sisters, it's pretty obvious. Be really careful here, this attack's actually really difficult to dodge. You pretty much are stuck flying upwards at the top of the screen when, like, at some point during that. Here, this actual safe place is a little bit further right and up, but you can still avoid it when you're, like, at the bottom. It's just a lot trickier. Throws his logs at you. And then despite having no friends like me, like Kirby I guess in this run, he does a friend circle. Now first thing he does, he goes up on the ceiling and then dives in a cross shape down. Then stays on the ground, then goes on the ceiling a second time, and then when he's on the ground when he's finished doing on the ceiling a second time, he never goes on it. He never goes up a third time. Here you can hit him with big stars, but you can't hit him with little ones. Now here's actually a very helpful attack. Highness is very kind here, because he gives you a little babby bottle of health. And you can usually defeat him here If he survives past that attack though, he spams his darkness orbs, and it's also really difficult to dodge. So I'm at thanks to Highness, I'm at full health. The three Mage-Sisters all at once. Oh boy. This is definitely, I'd say, I don't know, at least the second trickiest boss in the game, maybe the trickiest. Be careful especially with Flamberge, because she has this tendency of doing this little back hop that hits you when you're in the corner. Speaking of going in the corner, and that's pretty much what I do in this fight, because I might have gotten a better time score, might have defeated them a little faster if I stayed in the middle, but that's extremely risky. I don't want to risk that. Better slow and steady than fast and dead. This, like parallel woods, my brain just cannot compute all this stuff. Oh, this attack here. Do not get hit by it. Fly up to where Francisca is. As soon as the flames go from Flamberge, go down, avoid Zan Partisans, and hopefully Francisca as well. If Flamberge hits you, it sends you into Zan Partisan's attack, which sends you into Francisca's attack, which pretty much kills you instantly. If you avoid Zan Partisan's attack and end up falling into Francisca's water, it'll send you into Zan Partisan's attack. You avoid Flamberge and then get hit by Zan. No. Avoid Suck up these 3 stars. Doesn't matter if you get hit, and then throw it here. Destroy those 2 ice things, because this skewer attack is near impossible to dodge otherwise, and it does a ton of damage to you. Now, what I was saying about the first thing, middle health attack. On one of my previous runs, I avoided Flamberge's segment, fell into Francisca's water cannon, and that sent me up still into Zan Partisan's cannon that took off half my health still. So yeah, just be really careful. Here, gives you a lot of stars. Try to hit multiple Mage-Sisters at once. There's that little hop again. Here I get a little scared. I'm like, oh no, she's doing her axe attack, and Zan Partisan's in the way. Probably could have slid under her, but yeah, that was close. That attack also does a lot of damage. Here, this one's actually really easy to dodge. Just stay in one of the corners. The Mage-Sisters don't really seem to bother you during that attack. I could have gotten a few extra hits if I went in the middle, but again, slow and steady. Be very careful. There you go, that's them finally defeated. One of the hardest bosses in the franchise, in my opinion. Speaking of that, full heal for Morphonite EX. You might be wondering why are you using all your healing items now? There's one boss left after this. You'll see. There's a special trick. Dark Winged Disaster, Morphonite EX. Come Judgment Day, this fluttery fiend will fly into action. Will it land in a dream world or a nightmare? It has mastered its new abilities. Now all will witness its true power. Yep, indeed they will, because this guy isn't too, well, he isn't easy. He's far from easy, but his attacks are relatively, well, they're harder than Pandual Meta Knight. They're kind of tricky to dodge in his first phase. And if he hits you, it does a lot of damage. These ghosts are probably some of the biggest problems. Not because the ghosts are hard to avoid, but just solely because you need to float to avoid the ghosts. And Morpho Knight loves hitting you with that, like, air spin slash. If you're flying. Now, Ultra Swords run in the direction towards him, slide. This bit's really difficult to avoid. Stay in the middle. Try to do your best to stay in the middle. Even when the two black holes are pulling you towards them. Like a tug of war. Oh, he does this attack. I'd say this fight is harder than Forgotten Land. Forgotten Land's Morpho Knight. Morpho Knight EX is harder than Forgotten Land's Morpho Knight. Harder than Star Allies' regular Morpho Knight. This fight is, yeah, the easiest to hardest regular Morpho Knight in this game. Morpho Knight Forgotten Land, Morpho Knight EX. Who knows if Morpho Knight EX will come back in the Forgotten Land DLC? Will it be Galacta Knight, or will you have to fight Meta Knight, Morpho Knight, and Galacta Knight in the truest, true arena? Here he is. He really wanted to hit me with that down stab attack. He did it 3 times in a row. Barely does that. And here comes his giant swords. I probably should have taken a risk here. If you suck up some stars, and you jump, you'll get hit by the black hole, but probably would have done less damage as the swords did to me there. But anyway, that's him done. Sorry for this nonsense commentary. I don't know, I'm really rubbish at this. Still. Now, it gives you a small cherry, small bit of mercy, before you come up against the final battle. The true final boss, actually for real this time. Actual final boss. The true destroyer of worlds, Void Termina. Rise, O Dark Lord of Despair, crush the stars, lay waste to care. Rise and cover the land in sorrows, may your symphony of emptiness bring the end of all tomorrows. And there's little extra bits of the song. Exclusive to this fight. He summons all of his weak points at once. Actually makes the fight go by a bit quicker. But it's definitely a lot trickier than... Well, for the most part it's trickier than Void Soul's lighter Void Termina variation. When he does a spin jump... Okay, he's not doing a spin. When he's punching the floor, a lot more shockwaves appear. A lot more energy waves. Now jump. And if he does a spin in midair, that means he'll do send out some shock waves that are in the air. So you have to not jump. You have to go under them. The reflection of the shock waves can sometimes catch you off guard. Now, the biggest problem in this part is to hit his back weak point. What you want to do is to weaken his 3 front weak points and then go really close to him before destroying them So you get him into a stun lock that will allow you to hit the back. And then as soon as you hit the back, just go as far away from him as you can. To continue avoiding his attacks. Here, he pulls out 2 Ultra Swords and imbues them with an element, either fire, ice, or electricity. Just like the Mage-Sisters. He does a lot of swings and then 2 X slashes. Try to jump over the regular slashes. You can press left or right to spin. To spoon. That's really handy in this boss fight. I think I avoid damage right here. It's because I did the spin at the right time. Now here, yeah, also spin to avoid damage. I have pretty precise timing. Now here is why I ate my last healing item. I would have died to Morph without EX if I didn't heal anyway. After 3 Mage-Sisters, but here's why not having full health for the true final boss isn't a problem. Because there's a little trick you can do here. Phase 2. Void exists in all dimensions, but his shining form in another dimension inspired the ancients to transcribe his mysteries in sacred texts. What will be written next? Will the new scrolls describe as destroyer of worlds, or an ally to the stars? Here it's actually pretty easy to get hit during this phase, but the thing is they do like no damage to you, so this doesn't really matter. Now focus on the red and white rune. Try to avoid hitting the heart, because it has less health I feel than the rune. Focus all your attacks on the rune. Even if it means you have to wait for it to get out of the heart's way. Because it drops a Maxim Tomato, which means a full heal for phases, for the rest of the fight, phases 3 and 4. And you'll probably need it. Rise, O Dark Lord of Despair, crush the stars, lay waste to care. Upon your wing, dark judgment bring, may a symphony of tragedy cause the end of everything. Lovely song. The soundtrack for this fight is amazing. This is for pretty much all Kirby final bosses. Keep on moving in one direction. Should avoid these arrows. Unless you come up against the wall, come up against the edge of the stage, then you'll probably get hit. Brings up all his weak points at once again. Does the axe attack. And then hits the ground once, twice, 3 times, with the 3rd wave sending out energy waves as well as shock waves and like flying shock, like airborne shock waves at that. Now here he drops spears. Is this attack easier to avoid than Void Soul's variation that has a lot of spears but they don't leave shock waves? I'm not sure. Both are pretty tricky to dodge. Don't know how I didn't get hit there, just tried to move pretty slow. Move slightly slow but carefully. There you go, you can take out multiple weak points in rapid succession like this. Yes. And now, perfect sync with the music, he summons his last weak point, and the Master Crown from Kirby's Return to Dreamland. 2 Master Crowns. Keep on moving in one direction to avoid these lasers. 3 Master Crowns. Keep on moving in one direction again to avoid these lasers. Here I almost got hit because I'm up against the wall, up against the edge of the stage. 4 Master Crowns! A massive laser that does quite a bit of damage to you if it hits you. Barely get nicked at it by it at the end. Double jump over the laser. And by the time he's done with that attack, he should be about done. There you go. Astral Birth, Void. Yes, it's Void versus Void. The final battle at hand, Void takes his first steps towards a new age. In place of tyrannical rage, will he find nap time? Gentle breezes? Treats? He may even dream again. A dream of friends reunited. Now here he does like a Sans attack. It's like shoots out a bunch of bullets and then does that like final Sans attack where it does that like spiral of lasers. You cannot guard against these lasers, it breaks through your guard. So stay on the left side, inhale the cutters from Mark's soul attack. Bound Pound's always really tricky to dodge in my opinion in these 2D games. Now stay just slightly, float in the air very slightly above the ground, middle ground here, and then do the same but on top of the screen. It's not all the way at the top, just slightly below the top, middle. This Bound Pound is easier to dodge, because you stay in the right corner, top right, it goes left, then right, then middle. And then he does the Mark's Soul Cutter attack one final time as the music changes into this beautiful rendition. And then he turns into Dark Mind from Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. And summons some slightly less amazing mirrors, but still pretty deadly. Stay floating on the left or right side, not all the way to the left or right side, and not all the way at the top or bottom, just middle, like, I don't know, now he turns into the sun, like Drossia, like many other soul bosses. He starts off at the top, goes to the bottom, goes in a cross shape, can't remember which way he does that first. I think he comes from the left first and then the right. Then he turns into Dark Matter, Zero. I know he isn't actually Zero, but like, you can't tell me he's not related to Zero and Kirby in any way. There's way too many similarities for it to be a coincidence. Stay in the middle of this final laser blast to avoid it. Turns into Dark Mind again. Mirrors, stay in the corner to avoid that. Go slightly away from the corner, stay in the slight middle left or middle right. You can also just duck to avoid it, but I think that's feel kind of cheesy doing that. So it's like I'm cheating. Here, there he goes middle, goes left, then middle, and then right this time, and then he always ends up with going in the middle. Now, something I forgot to say the first time he did this attack, you want to fly up as soon as Void goes off screen. You barely have any time to avoid it otherwise. And go down. Then stay in the middle again. And then here I mess up, but what you want to do is, as soon as the middle laser is, stand where I stood there, as soon as the middle laser is done, slide. Now here, you stay in the middle as you did before, and then go down afterwards as he sends out his tricky final laser that'll hit you if you stay there for too long. Mirror attack, do the same as other mirror attacks. Fly up, go down, stay in the middle, just blow Void, and that's him done. Finally. Dream button has been added to the select mode screen. It gives Kirby the look he had when he first debuted as a character. Yay! It's oldie Kirby. Puzzle pieces, I already have all the puzzle pieces. I switched from my previous save file, all these parts, all the previous parts were from, to my main save files, just so I could show off, why can't I speak? I've forgotten how. So I could show off all the puzzle pieces and not have to grind to complete them all. That's it, you get a green fancy crown, Soul Melter EX, truly incredible victory. Thank you, game. You get like a crown on your save file as well. There you go, you can switch between old Kirby and new Kirby. There he is, the boy, the lad, the friend, the fellow, the bud. Just gonna go through a quick level as him to show him off. He's the same as regular Kirby, pretty much. Yeah, he is the same as regular Kirby. Control-wise, he just looks slightly different. There you go, and that's him in the pause screen. And yeah, it's pretty good. Another cool detail, every single copy ability also has his new, well, his old look now. That's old Kirby wearing all the copy abilities. Yeah. after beating Void and Parallel Woods, it's time to face off against our final foe. Our final villain. The actual true secret final boss in the game. What am I even going on about? Regular Wispy Woods again. Still the guardian of the forest. This is just really the easiest boss in the game. You've seen me beat this guy several times now. Just pick this stage because, I don't know, it's like the first stage of the regular first Kirby game. Thought it'd be a cool, fitting level to play. To be honest, sometimes I actually get hit by some of these easier variants of bosses. After a while, because I'm too used to their hard mode attack patterns, I end up forgetting the easier attack patterns. Just stupid me. Throw a heart at him, he's happy now. Drops a bunch of food, which I don't need, but still appreciate. Puzzle pieces, I've got all the puzzle pieces. Oh good, 1 up. 431 lives. That's really helpful. I don't get the criticism about this game. Oh, it gives you way too many lives. Well, Cuphead and Mario Odyssey, and actually Forgotten Land 2, they give you infinite lives, which is pretty much the same as this game giving you hundreds of regular lives. It might as well just give you infinite. Don't see why that's an issue with this game. Don't think it is. Still a fantastic game. Oh, it's too easy. Well, the thing is with Kirby, I like how you can decide how hard you want to make it for yourself. You can pick a team with like three Mage-Sisters against Soul Melter EX. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Or you can challenge yourself and do stuff like Kirby by himself. No abilities, no allies, no amiibo, nothing. I do admit the story modes in this game's a little slow. A little bit too easy. But the rest of the game is fantastic. In fact, even the story mode's like just a fun, kind of relaxing experience, in my opinion. Every song completed, every song collected. You do have to beat guest star mode with almost every Dream Friend. Every Dream Friend apart from the 3 Mage-Sisters. And you also have to beat it once with either DDD, Meta Knight, or Badana Waddle Dee. Not all 3, just one of them, to unlock a Nightmare track. That's every song, all 233. And the puzzles: the first rival, a dream above the clouds, super ultra battle, a delicious picnic, the great labyrinth battle, fight for the crown, a miracle sent to the skies, Robobot memories, friends get away, crazy mischief in the stars, chasing our dreams, shadowy partners, the shape of a heart, rockabilly and blues, Break time, breakdown. Letting them know we're happy. Nice to know the three Mage-Sisters and designers are happy. Again, Bad Boss Brothers. And a farewell to Kirby, which I'll play to end this off with. I think this game is really, really good, really underrated in my opinion, especially after the updates. Kirby waving goodbye, the butterfly. I wonder in that description for Morpho Knight EX, will he land in a dream world or a nightmare? Does that mean, was that foreshadowing Forgo Dreams in Forgotten Land? As well as this picture having the Morpho butterfly in it? Maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. I'd say this True Arena, it's not called True Arena, but it pretty much is a True Arena. I'd say it's the second most difficult I've faced. Robobot still takes the crown for the most difficult. Soul Melter EX is the second most difficult, and Ultimate Cup Z from Forgotten Land is the third, I'd say. And then, I guess, unless I'm forgetting something, Triple Deluxe is fourth, and Soul Melter Regular is last. Aim for it still is really difficult. Kind of funny how Soul Melter is well, not knee tricky, it's both the second most tricky and the least tricky. They come from the same game. The least tricky and the second most tricky. There you go, and that's it, that's all. Credits should appear pretty soon, that I edited in to finish this off. So that's it, that's all. Hope you enjoyed my rubbish commentary. Absolute garbage commentary. Trash. My commentary is. And yeah, I hope you all have a happy everyday. Hope you all are doing well. Switch 2 releases very soon. Hope everyone who's able to get one enjoys it. Hope the new really looking forward to new Kirby DLC for Forgotten Land. I'll play that soon. And yeah, goodbye. Have a happy everyday.